Well, it's this time of the tournament where we have to keep the complete focus on the points table. It's time for Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers to take on the likes of a Chris Gayle, Glenn Maxwell, KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal. It's time for game number 31 of the Indian T20 League, Bangalore versus Punjab. And in this contest, I'm going to be giving you all the important numbers, every single detail that you guys need to know before you start watching the game. So without much further ado, let's quickly get into the video. This time we're back in Sharjah. Again, the average first inning score in this edition of the tournament is 209. And overall, if you have a look at it, the teams that have chased have lost 5 out of the 6 games. Bangalore won their last game here. They're going to want to continue this winning momentum. Not just that, let's quickly talk about the head-to-head because that is also in favor of Bangalore, because since 2018, these sides have met each other 5 times. Bangalore have won 4 and only once have Punjab won it. Punjab are completely down and under. They've not won a single game in the last few weeks, and that is something that will play on their minds. They've lost very close contests, and this game is something that they'll want to take it up very seriously, because if they lose this, they might well be out of the tournament. Well, let's first talk about a couple of milestones. AB de Villiers has to be number 1 on my list because he's only 48 runs away from scoring 4,000 runs for this Bangalore franchise. It's absolutely magnificent. This stat is an unbeatable stat. Hardly a few players have reached that mark, and only in Bangalore, Virat Kohli is the only one who has more number of runs than him. Let's quickly move on and talk about another milestone, this time of the captain Virat Kohli himself. This game, Bangalore versus Punjab, is going to be Virat Kohli's 200th game representing the Bangalore franchise. No other player has played 200 games for one particular team. Well, let's importantly talk about 2 very important players who can be X factors here. AB de Villiers obviously has to be on this list. Versus Punjab, he has brilliant numbers, an average of over 50, a strike rate of over 160. In 20 innings, he has 7 half centuries. So he is absolutely in red hot form, and he will want to continue the same, not just with Punjab, but throughout the course of the tournament. Moving on and speaking about KL Rahul, the captain of Punjab, this man also loves playing against Bangalore. In 7 innings, he's got 1 century, brilliant numbers, brilliant averages, brilliant strike rates. So these 2 are going to be players to watch out for today. Well, let's talk about the all-important player battles. Virat Kohli, Captain King Kohli versus Mohammad Shami. It is hard to understand the fact that Virat Kohli might be dismissed by a single bowler more number of times, but Shami in the Indian T20 League in 6 innings has dismissed Virat Kohli thrice. So that is something that will play on the mind of King Kohli. Not just that, we might be expecting to see the return of Chris Gayle, and Chris Morris, who recently made his debut for Bangalore, has been sensational in the 2 games he played. So that is the next player battle, Chris Gayle versus Chris Morris. It's the same number, 6 innings that they faced against each other. 3 times has Morris been able to dismiss Gayle. So this is every number, every little detail that you guys have to know. Let's quickly move on and talk about the predicted 11s of both these sides. Let's first talk about Bangalore. They don't want to change their winning combination. They're going really strong. Every individual is contributing to whatever their duties are, and that is exactly what Bangalore had missed all these seasons. They have it this time around, and they're not going to want to change that. Everybody has been absolutely sensational. Moving along and talking about Punjab, we might see the biggest of changes here. Chris Gayle might come in place of Glenn Maxwell. This is what I feel, because just a couple of games ago, he was admitted into the hospital because of a food poisoning issue, but now we all know that he's back. And Anil Kumble also said that he was game ready that match before that happened, but now it is high time that Maxwell obviously hasn't performed, and I think we might be able to see Chris Gayle. And the other change that we might be potentially looking at is Sheldon Cottrell coming back in, because that man has been fantastic with the new ball. Yes, he's leaked a few runs, but the experience, and at the top of the order with the new ball, he needs a Sheldon Cottrell. KL Rahul might need a Sheldon Cottrell to bring up all those wickets. So these are my predictions. In the comments, you guys can let me know what yours are going to be. Without much further ado, before ending the video, let's talk about what the audience has decided. Well, I asked the Cricket Track audience if they thought if Bangalore and Virat Kohli will be able to continue their winning momentum, and 63% of the people said yes to King Kohli winning and going ahead into this tournament. Not just that, I'm also going to go with this audience. I'm also going to trust Cricket Trackers audience here, because Virat Kohli and company have already played a game in Sharjah. They're familiar with the conditions. Every single number, every single stat that we discussed earlier is in favor of them, and they've been in red hot form. Every individual has been so far. So I'm also going to go with the audience, and this is what my prediction is. So ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for this video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Like I've said so many times in the past, Do let me know all your predictions in the comments, and if you already haven't done it, then hit that subscribe button. Also press the notification bell right next to it, and I will see you guys very soon with another video.